So now that we talked about racism, now we can kind of go into how it translated over into colorism, and something that we suffer from. Some people don't realize the power of their words. Some people are ignorant to the way they treating somebody else, and we all can be of the same race, and we're doing this to each other. Um, so because of the racism, they kind of already embedded in us years ago that the lighter you are, the more privileged you are, or the more better you are, when that's not true at all. You know, all of us have the same capabilities and able to do the same things across the board, no matter what color you are. But the society has groomed us to believe like, oh, okay, if this person is lighter, you get a better job opportunity, or you get treated better, or you're more attractive, or it's better this or better that over a brown skin or a darker color person. And it's gotten to the point where I'm hearing that some people who have more color to them than others are doing things like bleaching their skin and doing all these strange things that's going to hurt you in the long run, because you're trying to be something that you're not. You should be happy and grateful that God created you, who you are, and you have healthy and able to do these things. Let's focus on that and not the color. But it really is hurtful when we see us doing it to each other. You know, I have friends that do it sometimes without realizing that they do it. Because it just naturally been happening so long. So ingrained in yeah, they don't really recognize it. And sometimes I sit back and I'm listening, and I think it's even so bad where some of these people who do this make certain comments just flowing. Some of them have brown kids or dark skinned kids, and you're not even paying attention of the impact it can have on your children. You know, so you really have to just pay attention to what's going on, the words that's coming out of your mouth, and just really, I know we have lives and work and all this stuff, but it's really time for us to tap in and really focus on what's going on, even in it starts with us. You know, it starts with us, with the people that we around, and then as we go out into the world, into the community, we start being more mindful. But I remember like when I was younger, maybe before maybe 9, I don't know how it came into my mind, but I started to notice that, you know, people would treat lighter people different. It was like not so good to be dark skinned. So I felt the type of way. I didn't really know like, what am I supposed to do? Right. But then when I got like maybe like 12, I started really paying attention. Like my eyes became open. I started looking around, and now I see people that's lighter than me, and I'm like, she ain't better than me. No, she not. Like I just feel like people got to really stop being a follower and start being leaders. Stop just because I tapped your leg, this way you got to tap his leg and that's tell her. It's like, no, we don't have to. Yeah, we don't have to do that at all. Open your eyes. This person is beautiful still, even if they dark skin, brown skin, light skin, whatever. Just because this person is brown skin or dark skin, don't mean they're not qualified for this job position, because they may be more qualified than this other person, and you going based off just the color of somebody's skin.
Genetics, literally. At that point, that's what it is. Genetics.
You know, that's all it is. You know, but that's just so ignorant to me that I want to call it stupid. Like, you just really stupid. Because me personally, if I was a business owner and I had to hire people, I would never, even if I had a lighter skin tone, I would never be like, okay, I'm going to pick him right there because he light skin, even though this dark skin guy over here is way more qualified.
Just because.
If you were a stupid business owner, you would.
A stupid business owner.
If you're a business owner, the idea is to make your business successful, and power are in numbers, not like height or like weight. It's the number in productivity and how accomplished that person is, can they execute, blah blah blah. So if you're a stupid business owner, absolutely you would do that.
Yeah. Have anybody ever experienced colorism situations before?
Yeah, so absolutely. So growing up, I'll say, especially when I was younger, like 5, you good. When I was like 5, I was in kindergarten, people was asking me or calling me mixed. And I didn't understand what that meant or what they was talking about. I was like, mixed.
I don't understand what they talking about.
Mixed. They was essentially trying to say that I was biracial.
Oh, really?
You know, saying to my face, "Oh man, you're mixed. Oh man, you mixed. You light skinned. Yeah,
messed up.
yeah,
now,
yeah."
wasn't aware, self-awareness, your identity. You would have been kind of confused or just saying stuff that's not even true, sounding stupid.
Absolutely, I was. I to the point where maybe a year later, I'm like 6. And so I'm in my parents' house. We watching the football game. I'm like, I see this light-skinned brother. I'm like, oh, man, he's mixed like me. And my dad was like, what? What did you just say? Like, well, he's what? I was like, he's mixed like me. And he's like, what? Where you hear that from? Trying to figure out like where I heard that from. And I'm like, the kids at school are calling me mixed. And it was kind of hard for me to explain it because I felt like I was in trouble. But then it also was hard for me to understand it because I've never been hit with race. I'll call that racism like that, you know, especially at such a young age. So I think it kind of propelled me into this pro-Black mindset that I have now. Because just like how Lieutenant said, she grew up in a very pro-Black household. I myself also grew up in a very pro-Black household. So I'm coming to understand that light skin, dark skin, brown skin, we're all Black. We're all African. We're all African, you know? And I think the division of the three is destructive in itself, you know? And I think it has forced us to divide ourselves so they won't have to divide us. You know, it's a system to divide us for sure.
One day I was I had my little granddaughter with me and I was just on the couch scrolling and she had her little iPad and she was just doing what she was doing, but then a video popped up where it was a lady talking to like her daughter. Her daughter was dark skinned and the little girl was crying and it caught my granddaughter's attention. So now she's looking at my phone. And so I don't know what's about to happen. So now me and my granddaughter looking at the phone and the little girl was crying and she was like, I'm ugly. I'm ugly. And then the mother was like, no, you're not ugly. And then my granddaughter starts and she's like, I'm ugly. And I said, no. I said, no, you're not ugly. You're beautiful. And so is she. You know, so I kind of had to talk to her and let her know, like, well, we not going to use those words. We beautiful. Even she's beautiful. Everybody look different and made different. And we all going to be beautiful in our own way. See, the thing is, like, with this stigma nowadays, is like, if you don't look like this person right here that's on social media, you not cute. Right. So now you got people getting surgeries, doing stuff to their face, and just getting stuff put in, getting stuff taken out. And it's just like, at the end of the day, you still ain't going to be happy because soon as they don't like that, what you gonna do?
Right.
You know,
even more money.
Everyone has an opinion, period. And I used to always say, you can have 10 people here and you'll get 15 opinions because somebody gonna change their mind. Right in the midst of it. Like, and then what you gonna do?
Yeah, and there go your identity crisis. There you go. For real, trying to people please everybody is like, know who you are, accept who you are, and that's just it. Don't listen to the outside noise. Everybody want to be a critic, you know. Don't go changing yourself. You know, you're going to be in a messed up situation because you need to be happy for yourself, not these people. And if everybody focus on their self and doing what makes them happy for themselves, the world will be a better place. So we need to start with ourselves, then our family, then the outskirts of, you know, people out in just the world. So like I said earlier, you know, each one teach one. So when we get out there and we communicating, you know, what's going on, bringing awareness, letting people share their feedback and everything, we can kind of like start something. And we just got to start there and just, you know, go forward and forward and forward. Just like the ancestors did back in the day. They had to start somewhere. And I'm quite sure with some people that was afraid, some people that's not willing to adjust to this new change and try something different to see what will happen. But thank God we did have some strong leaders. Some didn't make it, but you know, whether they made it or not, those people, they deserve so much. You know, when I do my prayers every day and throughout the day, I include them in it too. Yeah, I thank them for the things that they did. I ask them to cover me and stuff every day. You know, all of that stuff. You know, I do believe in spirits. I'm not like a person that's walking around with, you know, all type of weird things going on. But when you dealing with reality, you have to accept reality. You know, these people did live here. They passed away, and I do think they still around. And just imagine going through all that torment and stress and beating and abuse, and you sitting back watching right now in 26. what's going on in the world.
Recycle,
You got you got black people talking to black people, disrespecting each other, killing each other, talking about the color of your skin and all this, and it's just like, dang,
I
we
did
did all
that
this.
for blood.
Yes.
I got ate by dogs for blood.
And then on top of that, what I was gonna add to it, like even when you get down to like colorism, then you get down to like even the size you're supposed to be based on your ethnicity.
Oh yeah.
Like that's why I said I just relegated to stupidity.
It's
like literally, like you can find anybody of any ethnicity, like you can find it. I literally be like, I live in this world.
Yeah.
Or back to colorism, how I don't like. I look at it like this: describe the person based on their look. Like, do not describe anybody based on their weight or the color of their skin. I can pick out the way your hair was cut, if you had streaks in it, your eye color, the shoes you had on. I can find so many ways to describe you instead of saying, oh, it's so stupid to me. Like, how do you...
Yeah.
What?
I was watching a show not too long ago, and it was a group of ladies they was like at a women empowerment event, and then later on they all fell out because somebody made a comment and was like, "Oh yeah, she won a trophy." Oh, that's what's the girl name? What's Precious' real name? Gabrielle something.
Oh, Gabrielle.
Something. Yeah, the lady called a lady who was, on the heavier side that went up to get her trophy. A lady who was sitting down in the audience called her that, and then later on when they tried to like address it with her, like, hey, why would you say that? And she was like, oh, I meant that in a good way. And they was like, well, we didn't have that ever been shared on as a good thing. Mm-hmm. So I don't think he was trying to say nothing good. I think he was being funny.
You were trying to be funny.
And we had a woman empowerment event.
That'd be crazy to me. That whole the hidden animosity, especially between black women, where we are forced to be in competition for some shit that really don't matter.
If somebody like you, they do. If they don't,
I'm very sick. Growing up as a girl, especially, and I feel like I was kind of in the middle of it always. I reference myself as brown skin because I'm multiple different colors right now. I'm lighter in the winter. I'm browner in the summer, and I like my tan. I like my tan, and I like when I get lighter. So I like myself in all ways, but I never fully identified with the lighter skinned girls where like, the pretty hair was that they say, like whatever that's supposed to mean, versus the darker skinned girls. I felt like I was always in the middle. I didn't get the horrible treatment that the dark skinned girls was getting, but I also didn't get the privilege and the favorism that the light skinned girls was getting. So I kind of was just always observing it. And I was just like, damn, this is kind of fucked up. Even as like a 9-year-old, I was just like, I remember I told John the story the other day. There was this, I have nothing against this girl. She was actually very sweet, very cool person, very smart. But I can't remember. I think she might have been half Puerto Rican, possibly. But she was the lightest one in the class. Real light eyes, probably the straightest hair out of everybody. And like I said, great person, cool person. But the way everybody was obsessed with her, specifically for being pretty lights, it was very weird to me. Because all the girls, like none of the girls in my class were ugly. We were all very cute, little girls. But it felt just like a generational obsession with, like damn near the fetishization of it.
Almost like an idol,
you're idolizing.
Like the Bible, because I always say like, you're not supposed to idolize anybody. Period. Not your husband. Nothing.
Yeah.
No. Like, no. I don't like when people do that. Like, I remember when the Cavs won the championship, unpopular opinion, I was so taken aback by how I felt like they were being idolized. Mm-hmm. These are human beings. And people that lost it, they're people too. Like, when did they become superheroes? Like, I don't, and that's always been off-putting to me. It was a girl who was my best friend. We were in class together. It was the same thing. She was biracial, but the way people just like, it was almost like an obsession. Like, am I looking at what is happening? Yes. You know her too. You know her too.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, huh? What is happening? And I just, like you said, I was just there observing it. Like,
just there observing it. Like, it's really weird.
What?
It's really weird.
Okay.
Well, guess she was a nice looking girl.
Yeah,
she was decent, but my eye, that's another situation where my eyes was open. I'm like, I know what this is. Yeah,
it ain't this. It's everything else. It ain't this.
Yeah.
You can find somebody, and that's another thing I hear men. They just want this image.
I'm glad
I don't hear anybody say anything about how resourceful. Are they a natural troubleshooter? Are they good with finances? Are they gonna ruin your damn life spending all your money because they pretty? Like, who is this person?
You're not really
like. But how about this? Somebody I know said something. This was like 3 years ago. I don't even talk to this person. It it was almost like a family, but you know, that type of dynamic. You know, it ain't like nobody I'm dating. It's like more of a family.
Yeah.
But I don't really talk to this person no more. But they said to me that they gonna take a lot of shit from this girl that they met and started dating because she was light skinned. And I said, huh?
Wait,
And this person married a woman that was dark skinned and had been married to her for like 20 years with three chocolate girls. And they left their wife because they said they finally got them a light skinned girl. And even though this light skinned girl was running around town doing all these things, they said, well, I'm just going to sit here and just wait because I finally got me one. And I just was like wow. Yeah, so I quit even talking to that person, not just because of that comment, but they would make a lot of other stupid comments about other topics that I just be like, you know what, I just can't deal with it. But when it comes to people having a preference, whether you are a girl or a guy, and you like a certain skin tone and everything, that's totally fine with me. But what's not fine with me is when you ignorant to what's happening and how we got here, and you just following a trend. You know, you missing out on good women that's brown skin and dark skin, or because you stuck on the color, and that was something that was taught to you, you know, over time. And it's like, it's to the point where you're not even aware that you really just ignorant because you don't know no better. You think because society didn't train you that, oh, if you get with this lighter skinned person, whether it's a man or a woman, it's a prize, this person better than this person, blah, blah, blah. And some people will take a shitload of stuff just because of your color. But yeah, me personally, I date different colors, different races, all that stuff, because I'm not colorist, I'm not racist, I'm not anything. I done dated Puerto Rican, white, black, mixed, all this stuff. You know, I just feel like, be aware of what you're doing. Don't be following a trend. You know, like people for who they are in here. You know, not just, oh, a skin tone and that's just it. You know, open your eyes, be smarter. It's good men out here that's different colors, you know, different sizes. Don't miss out on good opportunity because you just uneducated and you've been taught, you learned the bad behavior, and it's still going on and on.
And another thing I always ask people when they get to talk about all this stuff and the delusion, I mean all of this stuff they got. What T.I. say in that song? Is you happy? That's all I want to know. I wouldn't care where you got it from, but are you happy? Great. Because I don't think people even ask themselves that.
I'm not even happy. I got all this stuff.
This stuff.
These status symbols. My light skinned girl, my light skinned boy, my white boy. Oh Lord, the colorism and the self hate is so deep. Deep. I've seen people refer to their Latino partners, their Indian partners as my white boy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a brother. That's a brother right there. And you talk, brother brown is me, Latino brown is me. My white boy. I was devastated. I was like, okay. I was like, free that brother.
I'll never get to encourage you. You blind.
You're scaring me. Blind, right? That girl said, I'm like, sister. Oh, okay.
Or even when people, like I said, people, I'm sure you've gotten it, or you walk up to you and address you by your skin color, like that's your name or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, light skin.
Yeah, started.
I just be like, what is?
They'll be like, oh, light skin, hey, chocolate.
Oh,
what? Hey. Oh yeah, all the time.
It is just like, why do you think now? What if I started telling people the way I thought they appeared in the world? Period. I ain't talking about your color. I'm talking about your shit. Like, what if everybody did that to each other? We told you what we thought. And it was this joke I heard. It was like a lady went into a doctor's office or whatever, and she noticed somebody that she went to high school with, and she's like, he was in a lower grade than me. Gosh, he looks old, you know, to be here. And they were like maybe a year apart. So when she brought herself to his attention, he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember you. Weren't you a teacher?" She think he look old, and he thinks she look old, right? You think about it, like you over here telling everybody what they look like. What if they told you what they thought you look like?
Right.
And would you like it? Since we over here talking about what somebody look like and what you like.
Folks can dish it but can't take it.
Oh yeah,
is it different? Well, no,
yes.
Oh yeah, and I got a joke about that real quick. I had one of these little rolling pins, and I was like, I'm about to, and the person was like, roll your forehead down. I was like, yep. And then I'm gonna give it to you for you to roll your nose down. The way they reacted to me, and then I'm literally just playing like I'm thinking that we playing. Mm-hmm. I guess we weren't. I don't like what happened.
Had you got defensive about that?
Why would I got defensive? But I don't think it's small and stuff. Like so, but so what?
Yeah.
Like, oh, so what if you think I got to be for it? What do you want me to do about that?
What do you want me to do about that?
Yeah.
Find somebody who don't got one. That's about all you can do. I don't.
Yeah. People definitely got to be more aware of their words, you know, think before you speak. I'm pretty big on that. I mean, I ain't perfect, so I'm sure I done made some mistakes, but for the most part I try to think before I speak because I don't want to offend nobody. Yeah. And it ain't even got to do with just color or anything. It can be anything. You know, I just try to think before I speak because I don't want to offend nobody. But there's so many people in the world that don't think before they speak, and I just don't. I don't understand. I just don't. How do you not do that?
Yes, or like they'll say it and then they'll like reiterate it. You like, did you hear you? Did you hear you? And then they repeat it. You like, I be trying to run where my shoes at because you just a dummy.
Yeah. So we definitely got to start doing what we talked about, you know, as far as making changes, you know, within ourselves, our kids, family, friends, then getting out into the communities, talking, you know, to our other brothers and sisters out there so they can kind of just start, you know, generating that thought process throughout the day. Because it's like if ain't nobody coming tapping your shoulder saying nothing to you about it, you just going on with your day every day. But then it's like, it's almost like, you know how the Jehovah Witness go around knocking on your door and all that? And it's like, I don't want people avoiding me or running or nothing, but it's like sometimes it's some people that when they knock on the door and hold a conversation, now that person throughout the day is just kind of thinking about a few different things. So that's kind of like what I want to start doing in the community with the hopes of like the YNs and stuff. Is that okay to be said out there?
Speaking on that topic, modern youth, othering of black youth. I remember because I was laughing at it at first, hee hee ha ha, and then I was like, why is every black boy a young? What if that's a astute gentleman over there? That is a nice man over there. Why am I? He's walking down the street wearing a hoodie, minding his business. He could be a valedictorian. And I'm randomly putting this title on him because he's a black boy wearing a hoodie. Oh my God! People. Right. Just because I'm wearing some shorts today. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It's 80 degrees. Why are you walking around with a shiesty, jeans, hoodie?
Now I will say, now that you're doing a bit much. I think if it's like reasonable weather and you're wearing your stuff, I've been around people like that too, where it's hot. And they just have you never know. It almost goes back into understanding. Now, the shiesty, I don't know about that. But the hoodie and the covering up, you never know what body issue somebody has. You never know what skin condition somebody has.
Weight training, because you walk around with loose skin.
Right.
Loose skin, like you said, loose skin. It's a lot.
And mental health, that's a big one too. Yeah, sometimes people just not all the way there where they like, I'm wearing this fucking hoodie and it's 80 degrees. It is what it is.
Or it just makes them comfortable. You know, they got some things that they going on, but being covered up, you don't know what trauma they
are. Or people who have like the skin lupus can't be out in the sun too much, so they have to. We know a person.
Skin allergies.
I know a person like that. They, can't be in the sun too long. And another reason why I learned how to describe people based on what they look like, other than like their ethnicity, because I know people, or maybe little girls, or like in the African American community, you have something, whatever the case may be. Let's just say a kid was albino. You don't describe them by that. You call them, I make sure I know your name. I'm going to find something about you that her hair is blonde. The girl with the blonde hair. She had on a pink shirt. You didn't see her. She was the one who did that.
Yeah.
Fine, but that takes effort, and that starts with the thought. I already know that there's some sort of treatment there, so let me not do that shit. But I have to think about that and be like, because I remember I don't like when people do that. It's so many different ways to describe somebody. You don't have to do that, but you do have to tune in to it to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
Even if you got two people at the same job, because that's happened, and they both names were Michael Jackson, and I'm like, and that's such a common name, and both are two different ethnicities. You better believe I never described them by that.
Right.
Michael with the short hair, Michael the one that always wear, because they literally had so many other differences independent of that. One dressed up, the other one didn't. One with the cufflinks, the one that's, there you have it. I don't have to do
not the way
that.
Like, you don't got to do all that.
Yeah. And they do it all the time. Yeah.
I think what's been normalized is like people describing people, like you say, with their color and not really using their minds. What's been normalized is an anti-intellectual kind of state of being.
It's
so
not
people
that
don't
deep.
right. People don't really want to think. People don't want to have to really use their minds to think about, or even, like you say, describe, or even have to even try to understand. People try to, like she said, often push things off like it's not that deep. Or, like she said, try to push things.
Or something like
right.
No, the black community is real bad for you're sensitive. You try to bring up something about, like, randomly your auntie say something colorist as hell, or something weird about you being light skinned, and you're so sensitive.
Right.
It's like, are you trying to make it a safe environment?
Which is why I just learned to just not even say that, because it'd be like, and that's not quite fair to maybe somebody who's experienced something, but you just like, I already know what this. What did I tell you? I get torn apart. Let me just. It would, like, some people are committed to just misunderstanding you based on how you appear.
It's so much ignorance going on that is really sad. I heard somebody, a grown adult man, one day say, "Oh, I'm just so glad my daughter light skinned." And I said, "Huh?" And I said, "Well, in my mind, because my eyes is open, she really. I'm looking at her, so she's not light skinned, but she was like a brownish caramel color." But the fact that you just so happy that she's that color and not dark skin. I said, well, how would you have felt if your daughter was like a dark brown skin or dark skinned girl? Would you still would love her the same? Oh, yeah. You just taking it too far. I said, no, I'm just really listening.
What if she was lighter and she came out with no leg? You're not happy that she alive? What is wrong with you?
She just light. She got one leg.
Because I listened to our family, their kid came out with no extremities, like none. And they didn't drink to it. They didn't know what it was. But if she was lighter, I guess it'll be okay. What is happening?
When I hear people make comments like that, it just really... I feel bad for them, because that means it's just so many people that's ignorant. Like you don't know better. Like you stuck on the color.
It be killing me. You be 50, 45, 70 saying some outlandish stuff. And the thing is, they don't be thinking about, hey, my baby is right here. She's going to eventually hear that and understand that. She's either going to perpetuate that against other girls.
What about that same girl that's brown skin? She got dark skinned siblings at home. So now you making her think she's better than them because she's lighter?
And then so now we're on that. Remember, I said I was going to say something about that when people do that, how when people, that whole description, and I'm not saying anything is wrong or right with it. I'm just saying, my chocolate little, see, you the best color, cause see, you dark and see, you don't get all them pimples. And when people, what happened to somebody that's not that color?
Or what about this one? You so cute to be dark skinned. What about my other dark skinned sisters and brothers? They cute too.
Hello.
So you thinking that's making me feel just extra good, because I'm dark skinned and I'm cute. So I'm supposed to feel better than the other dark-skinned people and say they not cute. So now when I'm around another dark-skinned person, I need to be looking at the teacher to see if they cute enough. Like, for real. Like people that say stuff like that, you are not my type.
No.
I got to be with somebody who's educated and aware, self-awareness, and think before they speak, and be mindful of how your words mean power. It can hurt somebody.
This was years ago, and it was, God, it was crazy because this guy was like, I hate light-skinned girls. They are HOEs and they do this and they do that. So I just made it my business to circumvent that individual because I'm a respecter of boundaries. And if you don't like me, I'm not going to be bothered with you. I don't like skunks. I don't put food on my porch for them. I don't bother me. I don't like it. And then he was saying like, and they this and his girlfriend just all in like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't think that he realized you still putting somebody down. You don't have to. Why not just say, I love my wife, she's pretty. Why you got all this other stuff? And then I felt like he was kind of saying that because she had an issue. But you let us know it was an issue. You could have just sat at the table and just had a normal conversation with everybody and just been fine. Why did you do that? And then said, oh, I refused to talk to them because I thought I thought I was better. You said you didn't like my kind. So I got away from you. Like,
reactive abuse. I'm going to trigger you, make you react some type of way.
You're
and then you be mature and
I'm going to respect you. You don't like me.
I was right. You think you're better than me. I didn't say that.
Right.
I didn't say, you said that. And I was trying to respect you.
Which is why I didn't say anything because, even just, I've had a guy tell me I only like light skin. Like he described me but wasn't saying me. Basically, he described my features saying that's what he only likes. And I was like, I don't want to talk to him because you're stupid and you're shallow.
That's how
you're shallow. You have no room for
They be
tolerance.
thinking like, oh, light skin my type and isn't that? That's cool, but you ain't my type either.
But,
well, I don't know what made you think
like you.
that everybody gotta like you and you get to prick to say you or you.
Hello,
who you thought you was? Like, I ain't attracted to you either.
But you think it's safe to say it to me because I'm supposed to be over here like, oh, what do you? I just think. I take that back. I just think others don't. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's me. That's how I feel.
That's what it is.
And at this point, it's time for us to get out of that stupidity mindset. It's bigger things going on. They targeting us. We shouldn't be sitting up here like, oh, the color, the color, this, that. Like, no, it's bigger things going on. You know, they own us. We got to put that BS to the side and do all the things that we talked about earlier in the segment. But it's time to start doing better, and it's starting today, right now, not tomorrow, not next week. While you watching us, think about what we saying. Start implementing better strategies into your daily living with your kids and everybody else around. I definitely want you to just pay attention to what's going on and let's treat each other better.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Damn, Dawson.